Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be going over power levels, and more specifically, how to increase yours. So, this video is more for the new players, as you know, longer time players kind of know what they're doing. So, let us just jump right into it. So as you can see on the top left, you can see that my power level is just a little over 25 million. But did you guys know you guys can touch that number and you can see the info about your combat power? So it says up top the combat power, and it says all-time highest. So I am at my all-time highest at this moment, but it also breaks down the different things that make up your combat power. So like the squad, the building, research, hero gear, hero, and then operative treasures. So as you can see, it all adds up to 25.6 mil. So, and then you also can check out your other buffs and resources and all that kind of stuff, but today we're focusing on our combat power. So you can click on that increase combat power button and you can see how you're doing. So right now I am at mansion 25 and I'm at a B. So we can see that my building combat power is at an S rank, squad power at A, hero combat power at B, the gear at a B, the treasure at A, but my jewel combat power is at a D, and then the research combat power is at a C. So what we want to do is increase all this. Obviously we want all S's, so that way we are very strong. So if we want to start off with the building, all we got to do is press the move button. So basically all we got to do for this one is just upgrade buildings. So if you just click on any of these buildings here, you'll see, go into the info and you'll see what the power is. So for the level 25 hospital, it is 125,000 combat power. So, and you can see here, the more it goes up, all the way to 30, that can go up to 228,000 combat power at max level. And you can do that for each and every one of these buildings that can level up. So as long as it has one of these little numbers next to it, you can upgrade it. Now the ones you also want to make sure you upgrade are going to be the barracks. Not just the barracks, but also the shooting range and the garage. But we'll be going into that in just a minute. So let's go back to increase power. As you can see, it says squad combat power is next. So yep, again, go into your buildings here. So these buildings make up your troops. Your troops have combat power. Every time you make a squad of troops, you get combat power. So let's see, I'm just going to use this as an example. There you go. Just by upgrading, sorry, not upgrading, just by training those defenders, I was able to get 22,000 combat power. So if we do for training again, there we go. So right now 589 of these defenders at rank 8 give me 22,000. So, but that is also in turn with the research and all these other buffs, but we'll get into all that. So make sure you guys are upgrading your buildings, your barracks, shooting range, and garage. Make sure you guys are also training at the most highest troop level. If you guys do have weaker troops, you can always upgrade them. So let's see, we'll show you that right now. So you can always upgrade your troops to the highest current level. Not only is it cheaper to do so, but you can also save time. So as you can see here, just by training 589 of these troops, it costs about, let's say, 287k worth of grain and about almost 8 hours of training. But if you upgrade you can see that it's 191 grain and 3.5 hours of training. So you're saving a lot of time. You're not getting as much combat power, but you just want to make sure you don't have any of these weaker troops. You want to make sure you're always getting the highest level you can get. So let's just upgrade those and get that out of the way. Alright, next we have our combat power for our heroes. So if we click into that, you can see that we have our heroes here. So a good way to level up our heroes is honestly just level them up. Right now I don't have enough for that, but I can, let's see here. Yeah, just as an example, as long as you level them up, you get combat power. Fantastic. You can also level up their skills, just leveling up that combat skill. There you go, see, level up. And then you can also go into their gear and level that up as well. Of course, the more you enhance, the more combat power you get. So you kind of want to get someone like, you know, a legendary. As you can see, I have invested a lot into my Jill. If we go into her basic, you can see that her combat power right there is 1.1 million. So she is my strongest hero in the game so far. But your legendary heroes also have the exclusive weapons. So you also want to make sure you are investing in these weapons, as they give you more and more power. So if you click on that exclamation point, sorry, I cannot speak, on the top right, you can see that at max level, this gear itself gives you 225k worth of power. And all of the other legendaries have that. So if you were to add that all up, that's about a little over 1 million combat power in just that exclusive weapon. So not bad at all. Alright, and the next one did say the hero gear combat power, but we did go over that already with the hero. And then we can go into our operative treasure combat. So we can go on to our profile on the top left, and then we can see our operative treasures right here. So if we hit that enhance button, once you guys hit level 22 on your mansion, you'll be able to unlock operative treasures, and these help out exponentially. As you can see, just this picture alone is 612k combat power. So let's go into our treasure list. As you can see on the top, I have 2.4 combat power in just my treasure. So all you gotta do is invest in these. You gotta make sure you have those gold fragments, polish, and the treasure blueprints to unlock these things. So as you can see on the top, just at tier 1, it's 224k for each of these treasures. So just leveling them, just crafting them at tier 1 and having 6 of them, you can have 1.2 million combat power right off the bat. Sorry about that, look at that. We need to get rid of that notification, thank you. And another great thing about these treasures is if you go into the jewel enhancement, you'll unlock this once you hit level 25 in your mansion. You'll be able to unlock these jewels. So they also increase the stats of your troops. So, you know, each one of these jewels, each color has a different troop assigned to it. So we can go into our jewel list. As you can see, I have 3.7 million in the jewels. So, and I have them all at just basically advanced. Nothing rare, nothing epic yet. So once I get all the way up there, they'll give me a ton of combat power. Alright, now after our jewels and treasure, we can go into our research. As you can see here, I'm already researching something at the moment, but let's go into our... Sorry, I'm trying to get in there. There we go. The research tabs. So we have the war, the development, and economy tabs. So the one I think that makes the most difference is going to be the war, as this increases your troop stats. So as you can see here, this one at the moment that I'm doing, all troops defense up by 3.5, and it's going up to 5.25%. So, and you can see the combat power goes from 29,000 to 44,000. So as long as you guys are investing in these researches, you'll also be boosting the combat power of your troops. So make sure you guys are doing that, because remember, your troops make up a ton of your combat power, and if you're increasing the stats of your troops, the higher that combat power is. Now remember how I said that your troops stats increase your combat power? Well, they also go into your skins, not just for your heroes, but for your mansion. So certain skins can increase your stats for your troops. Now obviously something like this, I don't think anyone should be buying this skin. A $300 skin? No thank you. But if you guys save up those survivor tokens, you can get that treehouse skin, because it gives you the same amount of attack percentage. So all troops attack plus 2%, which is great. But you can also get something like the frame, which is much cheaper than the mansion skins, because they give you all troops defense plus 2%. Again, make sure you guys are at least getting something like this, because those stats do matter towards your combat power. Another thing that they don't have on the recommendations is VIP. Again, once you guys increase the stats of your troops, the higher your combat power goes. So right now we don't have anything that says increases any kind of stats, but once we get into VIP 9, you can see it gives you all troops defense plus 10%. And then VIP 10, now that went up to 12%, and it gives you 12% all troops attack plus 12. And then VIP 11, all troops HP plus 14, and the attack and defense went up to 14. And then at VIP 12, it gives you 16% penetration, and all the other attack, defense, and HP stats go up, obviously all the way to 16. So this is like another secret way for you to get more stats for your troops. Again, higher troop stats, higher combat power. So, but this is kind of expensive, so I do warn you guys if you do want to go this route. Alright, so that is it in terms of how to increase your power. I do not know any other way at this moment. If you guys know any other ways to increase your combat power, let me know in the comments below. Again, it's pretty simple. All you gotta do is just keep upgrading, keep, building stuff. The power just comes, frequently and naturally. So, but yeah, those are the key ways to increase your power level. Again, I'd like to thank you guys for watching. If you guys can leave a like, subscribe, and hit those post notifications for future videos. Again, thank you for watching, and hope to see you in the next video.